As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night, for those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place, and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
Hello, good evening, welcome. I'll unmute the microphone. Yes. Hello, Rachel. Catch you later then. Hope the meeting goes all right. Hello, Tim. Hello, Wayne. I should put this up as I say it, shall I? Hello, Rachel. Hello, Tim. Hello, Wayne. Thank you for the waves. Wayne sometimes waves. That's because he's by the sea. Evening, Gisela, and all in Germany. Gladys in the house, Doris on the organ. Hi, Nigel. Hello, Rita. Hello, Neil. So, first things first, what is your Tuesday from today? Mine is enjoying something I got with some Christmas money. Because it came free MP3 download, download from Bandcamp, Dark Forest LP. And of course, there was only a matter of time where I thought, but I wonder what it sounds like on vinyl. So I'll tell you what it sounds like on vinyl. Blooming amazing. So enjoying some Christmas money with a turntable. I bought some Christmas money. They sent me the wrong one, but it turns out they sent me a better one for no extra cost. Yay! So that's cool. And it sounds awesome. Just the moment where you put the needle in and it goes, just choose and tap for that sound. But it sounds amazing. And I've listened to it on MP3 and WAV. I put it through my good speakers. I played it through here through all right speakers. And there is something about the audio quality. I'm not, there's just something. So this album, people, Dark Forest, Oak, Ash and Thorn. It's very earthy, naturey, just as a piece of traditional metal, it is outstanding. It is up there with Pentecostally by Witch Hazel for me. Absolutely. And I will just keep banging on about it. So that's my Tuesday Tech moment. That lifted my spirits, lifted my soul. Put me in touch with the fact I just love this music and this sound, and I love being able to sit with a record player and the liner notes and being able to actually listen to an entire album as it was intended. None of this skipping about business, but just to go, right, okay, band, what is it you want to tell me? Let me immerse myself in the world you've created for this music. Oh, love it. So yeah, that's my thing that's put me in touch with who I am today, give me a sense of something outside and beyond myself. The term for which I use is God or the divine. So I wonder what for you today has been something like that. Maybe you've been out having a snowball fight. Maybe you've been sledging. Maybe you've been going, oh no, it's snowing. Maybe it's not snowing where you are. It's definitely snowing here. Oh. I did go out and help someone push somebody up the hill. We managed just about to push it to the side of the road out of the way. That's about as far as we got. But yeah, so I'd love to know, and as we do say it in Old Norse, not one but 1,000 thank yous from today. What has lifted your soul, lifted your spirits, made you want to say not one but 1,000 thank yous? To say it like a Viking, to say it like you mean it, to commit yourself to shouting at the top of your voice whilst listening to power metal and hurtling off the edge of a cliff. Shusanta! So yeah, cheese and tack for this band, cheese and tack for their music, their lyrics, cheese and tack for listening to go on vinyl as you do. I cannot describe it. It's transcendental to me. Cheese and tack just for the joy of music. So as we share our cheese and tacks, these lyrics from Dark Forest, from this album, Oak, Thorn and Ash, and the song Wayfarer's Eve. Sorry. Dark Forest. Wayfarer's Eve. That's better. This day the sunlight is shining brighter. I'm hearing my name on the breeze. Beyond lies a new horizon. Embrace destiny. Yeah. I know, right? Wow. So yeah, thank you for sharing your Tuesday Tacks for today. Tuesday Tack for Snow Day, and awesome fun with Martha and the Sledge. Wonderful. I saw two lads outside, one with like some sort of I suppose like a snowboard, but like a plastic skateboard that was about that big without wheels on. So they're just like a standing up sledge, but that was pretty hardcore and cool. And somebody else with a full on sledge, a little girl who was sort of not very impressed that her mum had stopped putting him in the snow to chat to somebody outside, go, come on. Great. Awesome. I'm glad Martha had an awesome day, and you did with her as well, Tim. That's great. No snow still, Nigel. It's in the post, mate. Winter is coming. To the wall. No snow. No, that's all your sea salt. That is. And no snow in Germany. No, right. Snowing in Lincolnshire. Nottinghamshire, edge of Lincolnshire. Yeah. I remember the sea. I remember holidays. I made the mistake with somebody looking at like holidays and Cornwall and like Little Cove and Well, of course, Wayne just has to open his curtain window. Curtain windows? The curtains on his window. Yeah, I was going to say, Dad loves the sledge, doesn't he? Yeah. Well, once we're allowed to travel, it can be arranged. I'm very happy to take him up. Does anyone remember the TV program Dinosaurs, where people got to a certain age, like grandma getting taken up to this? It just melted and just like pushed off the edge into a volcano. What I'm saying is, it's a big hill near you, Mum and Dad, and I'm very happy to take Dad up there one day on a sledge. I'm not saying he'll come back. I am only joking, of course. Euthanasia, voluntary otherwise, life is sacred. However, the actual issue of euthanasia is a very complex ethical one, not one to be trifled with. Sorry. And I'm not saying I endorse it either. I'm saying it's a huge issue. So I'm just going to back away from that one now. Wait, I've got my mouse. I'm just going to scroll back from that. Scroll back. There we are. That's it, Wayne. Yes. Not the mama. Yes, the mama. Not the mama. Brilliant. Is there something today? Oh yeah, you've still got the dinosaurs video, haven't you? Cool, fantastic. So there's a stuff today that has also not been that great, that we want to let go of, lay down, turn away from, or just lay down just for this evening. Before we do, choose some tech from Gisela. You'll be able to stay at home and do tasks around the house and listen to good rock and metal music. Awesome. Yeah, I was sat doing some work in the studio this afternoon, blasting out some tunes and having a thoroughly good time while my fantastic children were busy homeschooling themselves. So laying stuff down, even if just for tonight, or turning away from stuff that we know we need to, and acknowledging the stuff that's hurt, either what the hope we've received or perhaps we've contributed to, unwittingly or otherwise. These lyrics, again, from Dark Forest and the song Relics. Echoes fade, memories die. Held in time, the relics of our lives. Far away, a shadow stretches out its hand, yearning for us all to understand.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And no matter how far away we feel from God, or how far away God might feel from us, Jesus, arms wide open, comes running to meet us and says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, even if you do not like Iron Maiden, and I will give you rest." So a reading for this evening from the Old Testament, Joshua chapter 3, first 17 verses. Early in the morning, Joshua rose and set out from Shittim. Let's hope an algorithm on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter doesn't kind of cause havoc with that. It's the name of a place, people. All right, Mr. Algorithm or Mrs. Algorithm. Shittim. Hope Harry's listening to this. He'd love that. Set out from Shittim with all the Israelites, and they came to the Jordan. They camped there before crossing over. At the end of 3 days, the officers went through the camp and commanded the people, "When you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God being carried out by the Levitical priests, then you shall set out from your place. Follow it, so that you may know the way you should go, for you have not passed this way before. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, a distance of about 2,000 cubits. Do not come any nearer to it." Then Joshua said to the people, "Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." To the priests, Joshua said, "Take up the ark of the covenant and pass on in front of the people." So they took up the ark of the covenant and went in front of the people. The Lord said to Joshua, "This day I will begin to exalt you in the sight of all Israel, so that they may know that I will be with you as I was with Moses. You are the one who shall command the priests who bear the ark of the covenant. When you come to the edge of the waters of the Jordan, you shall stand still in the Jordan." Joshua then said to the Israelites, "Draw near and hear the words of the Lord your God. Joshua said, "By this you shall know that among you is the living God, who without fail will drive out from before you the Canaanites and Hittites and Hivites and Perizzites and Girgashites, Amorites and Jebusites. The ark of the covenant of all the earth is going to pass before you into the Jordan. So now select 12 men from the tribes of Israel, one from each tribe. When the soles of the feet of the priests who bear the ark of the Lord of all the earth, rest in the waters of the waters of the Jordan flowing from above shall be cut off. They shall stand in a single heap." Then the people set out from their tents to cross over the Jordan. I bet they were in tents. The priests bearing the Ark of the Covenant were in front of all the people. Now the Jordan overflows all its banks throughout the time of harvest. So when those who bore the Ark had come to the Jordan, and the feet of the priests bearing the Ark were dipped in the edge of the waters flowing from above stood still, rising in a single heap far off at Adam, the city that is beside Zarethan, while those flowing towards the sea of the Arabah, the Dead Sea, were wholly cut off. Then the people crossed over opposite to Jericho. While all Israel were crossing over onto dry ground, the priests who bore the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stood on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan until the entire nation finished crossing over the Jordan. Many rivers to cross. Yeah. So that's a reading set for today. The Word in Time Methodist Daily Bible Study at methodist.org.uk. But I just wanted to share it as we continue through this pandemic together, in whatever way it's affecting us and those whom we love, whichever country we are in, whichever countries we are concerned about as well. And in our own personal lives as well. What are those moments, and perhaps this is one of them, where it feels like we have arrived at the River Jordan, and we know we've got to get across, but it takes an act of faith to see that there is a way. And I guess this reading reminds us that nothing is impossible with God. Again, that's not to say that God necessarily answers the prayers that we offer in the way that we expect or in the time. That's a whole different conversation, I guess. But that sense of God, the living God, was with them and among them and going before them. And everybody, those priests stood there in the river until all the nation had made it over. No one left behind. And the fact that they had to sanctify themselves before doing it, to kind of put things right between themselves and God and maybe each other. So as together we seek to support each other across whatever rivers or things that just seem huge and impassable and impossible in our lives or in the life of God's world, let's remember there is a God who is with us and before us. And may we do what we need to do to get right with God and with each other, so that we might ensure and stand firm for and with each other until everyone is across, no one left behind. So this idea then of the Ark of the Covenant as being the presence or representing the presence of the living God amongst us. I know, God for me is everywhere, and that some people find, we talked about it before, sacred spaces, thin places where heaven and earth seem, the veil is very narrow and thin between them. You can feel it, you can't put it into words, but you sense it. And for some people, a church building is that. And I think through this pandemic, we've realised that actually, for whatever those buildings symbolise and mean to us, that is, yes, God is there, but actually God is everywhere. And yet, with the Israelites, with that physical representation of God's presence, that symbol and sign of God with them in the Ark of the Covenant, as we face the things that we need to cross or we know we've got to get through and go through in our lives, in our communities, the life of the world, I wonder when recently and lately have you felt close to or distant from God? And how is that for you at the moment? Your sense of closeness to or distance from God? And if it is, whichever it is at the minute, whatever you share, may we encourage each other as we share. So I invite you to share and listen to some music while you drop some comments in terms of when lately have you felt distant from even, or close to God. And I want to thank everybody last night for the gift of the spell checking. Corrections have been made.
Has brought him to
And may I say that Parish also sound even better on vinyl. Oh. That music was designed for a bit of crackle behind it, wasn't it? Spelled correctly this evening. There we go. So yeah, when lately have you felt close to? Evening, Matthew. Yes, I definitely needed your help. Yeah, technical itches. In fact, if you could just go back in the cupboard, that'd be great. So, but I'm glad you heard it. Thanks for coming out. Bless you. Hope you're all right. Yeah. So, thank you, Wayne. In a church meeting recently, there seemed a real clarity of how God wanted us to move forward. Cool. That's really good. And so, obviously, it's a church meeting and you can't go into too much detail. I don't want you to. But I just in terms of then, how for you felt that sense. I think, yeah, because some people, some of it's really hard. You kind of know it, don't you? But trying to articulate it, which is why I'm asking you to do it, because I can't. But yeah, that sense of, particularly when it's a sense of unity. Although I think we had something recently in a meeting. We were talking about the national lockdown, the rising numbers, and what felt safe or not safe to ask colleagues to do, let alone churches and wanting to do our bit to the community. And it seemed, again, I guess people were speaking with one mind. It felt fairly strong and difficult, but also a sense of really wanting to support and care for each other and our communities as well. And I want to share times I felt distant from God. I mean, I'll give it a go. I suppose to me it was that other night when, after sort of 5 deaths recently here, just think, oh, please stop. Not that I didn't know, it's not that God wasn't there, God was there. And the privilege of trying to walk with people through difficult stuff is an honour and a privilege, and I don't get it right, but just maybe not distance, but just that sense of, I suppose it's a sense more of a wanting to just kind of lament or to wrestle with God and go, what's going on? Why? And we've come up with lots of reasons either way, but I don't know. So maybe I didn't feel distant from God. Maybe I just needed to go, God, what's going on? And the fact that God's okay when we do that, I love. And you look in the Bible, there are examples of Abraham negotiating with God, people wrestling literally with God. Even if we feel distant, actually just telling that to God, saying, what's going on? Where's this sense of you, please? Why does it feel so lonely or so difficult? Thanks again, Wayne. Searching for direction for some time and just talking round and round, but that night everything just clarified and made sense. So that sense of that with one mind thing. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you. Other things we want to pray for this evening. Just play some more music while people offer anything they want to pray for. Any situations that have caught your attention in the news. Wait on a sec. And now, the news. Dramatic pause while I open the app. And now, the news. So the regulator refuses to approve mass COVID testing at schools in England. I thought that's what was going to happen when he went back. Oh, right, okay. Schools in England told not to provide meals at half term, but to use emergency COVID grants that local authorities have. 2020 was the hottest year on record by a narrow margin, according to NASA, but still the hottest on record. What else have we got? Curfew in place in Brazil's largest state after a surge in fatalities and also a record number of deaths in Sweden from coronavirus. Yes, Jane, it is. So that's some of the news. Anything else? Somebody was telling about stuff going on in Los Angeles, like reportedly running out of oxygen, turning homeless shelters into COVID wards. Not quite sure what's happened to the people who live there, but that sounds a bit concerning. The elections in Uganda, preparations for the swearing in of President-elect Biden as the President of America. So that's some of the news. Perhaps there's stuff that you want to pray for in your life and the lives of those whom you love, or for situations you're aware of. And it'd be good to share those. In the meantime, I'm going to try this as an experiment to see what happens after we've been live. I'd love to know what you think to this. How utterly euphoric is that? That's just a cracking song. I'm glad you like it, Neil. So that's Dark Forest, and the album is Oak, Thorn and Ash. parishuk.bandcamp.com. Yeah, let's pray. Matt, my friend, gosh, absolutely huge prayers with and for you and all the family, especially those with COVID at the moment. I also want to pray for Emma, who is just amazing. With one of my kids were young when we lived in Bedford, and who has COVID at the moment. So lots of love and prayers to and for you, Emma. And pray with Jane and Andy, for Andy's brother in France, who are back in curfew from 6 in the evening till 8 in the morning. Wow. Yeah. And yeah, Matt, totally. Working at 111. Please say a huge thank you to her from all of us. Yeah, being told that even if they have symptoms and are told to isolate, they should go in, such as the There we are. Sorry, I froze. My internet completely went. I blame the snow. Hopefully it wasn't anything I did. And the internet people have just booked me off the internet. Now back. Sorry. Right. Am I now either say a wide internet connection is more stable for live broadcasts? Sorry, I was in the middle of praying for your amazing wife, Matt, and I just I haven't got words. I've just got gratitude and love and deep prayers and yearning for safety and wellness and energy for her and for you and for the rest of the family. Gosh. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Yeah, it does feel a bit fragile, doesn't it? And tense. I'm thinking of those I know in Uganda, and those from Uganda in this country who are concerned. So, love to Uganda and peace and justice, please God. Absolutely, amen. Yeah, Nigel, absolutely. Prayers for homeless people. Yeah, and we do seem to have forgotten about them, and councils seem to be told to kind of double their efforts, whereas last time it felt like it was a national effort. It was kind of centrally led. But I don't think that person is in government or isn't the position she was in advising anymore. Interesting. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, please councils, but recognising that you're also now expected to do school dinners by the sound of it over half term, and this money that's given to councils, how far is it going to go? And I know totally just throwing money at it is going to cause problems later on in terms of the economy, but I don't know, it's lives. Again, don't get me wrong, hats off and sympathy for anybody in a position of having to make these decisions at the moment. But I don't know, for people in this tonight, good grief, please God. Just pray that people will find somewhere to be this evening, and that as community, whatever country we're in, we might continue to take, again, whether it's everybody across when it comes to the River Jordan or everybody in. We are a people. We are God's people, all of us. Absolutely. Amen for all those trying to help the vulnerable. It was a bit of a frozen moment, but don't worry. To be fair, the dodgy internet connection was winding me up, but I'm back online. So in terms of my frustration, I have just let it go. And in the moment, because I want to build a snowman and ride it back around the hall, I'm going to go out sledging when I open my front door. Oh, there we are, Tim. Yes, no, Tim got there first. Sorry. Should have read it. Sorry. Thanks, Matt. Matt's working on it. Yeah. Steady on, Matt. We're all right. It's all right. Okay, left a bit. No, we're okay. Fine. Yeah, no, I think it's the blue one. Yeah. Right. Should be up and running again. Cheers, Matt. Also, just pray for Catherine after procedure today. That was not at all what was expected, and was grim. And recovering whilst possibly homeschooling tomorrow. So it's good that we are doing our best to support and care for each other during all of this, because I don't think I will be getting through this without you lot. And so thank God that we are here for each other. So let's offer our prayers. Using these words or something that sounds more like the Lord's Prayer, you might know.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
So I'm glad some of you liked the Dark Forest track, particularly that one, because our sending lyrics this evening are from that very song. On the song Avalon Rising. Upon that sacred hill, with heart open wide, the phoenix to rise, I turn to face the sun, the rise of Avalon.
May the peace of the All-Parent be ours this night, and with all people and all creation in the time that is to come.
And now, the notices. So, notice number one, tomorrow night, 10 o'clock at www.Cornerstone Christian Radio. There it is on the bottom of your screens. 10 p.m, cornerstonechristianradio.com. Mr. Aaron V. Graham will be spinning the discs of rock and metal joy from 10 o'clock. New, old, rock, metal. It's 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Yes, and I think it's the Metal Methodist slot on tomorrow night as well. So that'd be cool. So hope to see some of you there, kind of commenting on the Facebook page for that. If you're around and want to chat at 10 o'clock tomorrow, what better way to spend your Friday night, eh? And the other notice is it was fantastic to spend time listening, sitting at the feet of Reverend Dr. Inderjit Bogle, OBE, last night. And yes, enough said. So it was great to have a guest, our first guest of the new year. And next week we have a guest on Tuesday night. And again, perhaps following on for this reading tonight about everybody in, thinking about how, particularly this pandemic and the new strains of it, and the impact in perhaps some of the most disadvantaged areas of the world, and a chance for us to remind ourselves that all people are God's people, and all the earth and all of creation is God's. And so our sense of connectivity and connection with people in God's global village, a chance to explore some of that together in conversation on Tuesday night. I think that is the notices. Yes. So, yeah, Boosters and others, let us Metal Methodist has broken the internet again. Good night, everybody.